Do we have to wait till after the dun-dun before we start?
I don't know. I feel like we need the first bump.
Like that's a cue or something?
Yeah.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's Curt and Jen in the Morning Podcast. Thank you for listening in. And as always, if you like what you're hearing, wink, wink.
We hope you do.
Yes, of
we
course.
hope you come back each day because we do this every weekday.
Like, follow, as Jen says, all the things. We would appreciate it very much.
Give us a little 5-star review. Hint, hint.
It's a special Thursday, ain't it?
Yeah, Blue Thursday Night Football. The Hawks take on the 49ers here at home. Kickoff, Lumen Field, 5:15. Go Hawks!
Go Hawks!
I should have worn my Seahawks gear and I totally forgot.
I guess I should have.
But I have pink on, Genergy pink.
Pink is good. Always good, right?
Yeah. What's coming up? We're talking about all the fun things.
Well, a lot of things to cover today, but we're going to start with can you pass the bro test? And if you thought the bro test was done and over with, apparently it's not.
I'm going to give it to you, Curt.
Okay.
The bro
all right.
test.
Mountain Dew is changing, so if you're one of the 3 people that's their favorite drink, you'll be interested in that. Christmas with male strippers this year.
Yeah. I like
Chippendales
it.
Christmas?
I like it. Kind of like.
And bad habits that you're unwilling to change. We're going to cover all that and a whole lot more
And
today
more.
on the big show.
Let's start with the hurricane because I got a call from my mother yesterday that was like so heart-wrenching. She's in Florida, in Orlando, so a safer place than if she was on the coast for sure.
Right.
But she's there on vacation. She was there before all of this started being a thing. And she was in tears. Like, she thought she was going to die, that this was the end. She was like, I don't know if I told you this. And then she's going on to tell me, like, this is where the key to the safe is.
Oh,
this is
wow.
where the paperwork is.
Is
like,
this
she
her
was
first hurricane?
Yeah.
Sure, of course, because
yes.
she lives up here.
Like, we live here, and we don't have any idea.
It's scary. I mean, I grew up in the Midwest with with tornadoes quite a bit, but that doesn't make it any less scary. Don't get me wrong.
Right. And your whole family is down in Florida.
Right. Well, when you're from the Midwest and you retire, you have to go to Florida by law. That's the rule.
Oh, okay.
You know, like here, it's either California or Arizona, right?
So I got you, but
right.
I want to know how your family is for real.
Everybody is fine so far. Everybody checked in today. My dad relocated. He's at the southern, close to the southern tip in the Naples area. And they relocated. You know what? They relocated. He's in Brookdale is the name of the community.
Because it's an assisted living?
Yeah, basically.
And they
But there's
relocated everybody, right? Up to Orlando?
not just in his apartment, in his building, but all of the Brookdale. So 1,200 people.
Yeah.
They relocated to Orlando.
Logistically, craziness.
And then you're thinking, well, guess what? The hurricane Milton went right through Orlando. Well, yes, you never know what they're going to end up. But being away from the water and the surge is a big part of it. So,
Yeah.
Everybody checked in. Everybody is fine.
I'm glad.
And now, it's not quite over yet. I think there's still a chance for, who knows with this. But of course, we're thinking of everybody. Good vibes, good
Yep.
pink vibes,
Good pink
energy
vibes.
vibes going
Yeah,
out. And
yeah.
so all the people involved and Bryce, our former, we haven't heard from him.
Our former boss, our friend Tara, who does that docu-memoir company, remember? Her mom is down there, I think in Fort Myers.
That's
That's
could
right.
be.
Where it was. So anyway, Tara's boyfriend flew down there, like got a ticket without even talking to Tara to go help her mom because she's older and so sweet.
What a good
Anyway,
guy.
yeah.
That's Michael, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
So as last I heard, there were a lot of people without power throughout the state, like 1.5 million. Of
There's
course, that's
also
gonna
a
be-
lot of deaths. There is. They're saying that, and that is very sad.
So hopefully not. What do you say? Too much. One is too much, right?
Right.
But,
Absolutely.
All right. Our best to everybody down there. From that to
Can you guess how much the average diaper costs? And I only put this in here because I was just at a baby shower on Sunday,
Right.
for Anthony and Sierra, and they asked for diapers. I mean, they had a whole diaper raffle thing because diapers are so expensive. And I had no idea. I don't even remember how much I paid for diapers. I just remember I was buying them nonstop all the time,
Right.
and they were expensive.
and if you ask me, I've never bought diapers in my life, so I would say what the thing is how much an average one diaper costs.
yeah.
I would say.
I mean, if you figure you're changing probably
20 cents?
5 or 6 a day. Okay,
15
that's pretty
cents?
good.
I don't know.
Pretty good.
All right. So what's the deal? So this is compared to, like you said, when you were growing up and when you were first a mom.
I don't remember how much they were, but I'll just tell you. I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
Because there was a study about this. 29 cents. You've got to buy in bulk.
Right.
You've got to buy diapers in bulk if you're having to change diapers, because the average baby goes through up to 3,000 diapers in their first year.
Okay. Now, see,
In
now
their
I'm seeing
first
it.
year.
So it's 29 cents. That's $870 in a year for diapers.
Right. But the study found that you could spend as little as $315 depending on where you go. So they checked all the major stores.
Right.
And here's the top 5 cheapest diapers. I'm going to start with number 5.
So this is the bulk type of things.
Yes.
Okay.
Costco brand diapers. So Kirkland diapers, which is what we bought them, 18 cents a diaper. Up and Up, the Target brand, I think that's the Target brand, 15 cents. Sam's Club brand diapers, 15 cents. Love's through Amazon, if you buy them through Amazon, 14 cents a diaper. And the number 1 cheapest diaper, Parents' Choice at Walmart, 11 cents a diaper.
Okay. Or $370 a year. So that's less than half the other ones.
I don't know where they got the $315, as little as $315 a year if the cheapest one is 11 cents and it's $370.
I don't want to think. There's too much math. I'm sorry.
Too much math.
I don't wanna
Anyway,
think about that.
it's
There you go.
expensive to have little babies.
All about diapers.
Diapers are very expensive.
This one,
Can you pass the protest, Curt?
and let me just start by saying I'm not interested in passing the bro test. That's why you put this in here as something to do, and I'm fine with it.
Well, I don't have all the things that
Okay.
I'm just going to walk through it verbally with you. So it's
Well, first,
it's
what's
videos,
the bro test?
It's videos trending on social media again. It went viral this summer, and it's supposed to show if you're a typical bro or not based on how you interact with common items. So if someone handed you a ball, what would you do with it?
A ball?
Like a baseball. Like someone hands you a ball, what do
would-
you do with it?
I would probably throw it up in the air
Yeah,
and catch
okay.
it.
Pass the bro test.
I'm a bro?
If someone said, here's a drill, what would you do with the drill? Just pick up the drill.
I would pick up a drill. I think I would hold it. I don't know.
Well, you pass the bro test if you squeeze a little trigger thing. Yeah, just to see if it works.
If I was going to be,
bet
you know
would.
what? If you handed me a drill and I was going to be using it, then yeah. And why else would you hand me a drill, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you said, you got to go, blah, blah, here's the drill. I'd be, chip, chip.
Basically, the bro test is you put out these items as as the partner, and then you're videoing them and say, pick up the ball, see what they do with the ball. Pick up the drill, see what they do with the drill.
Oh, this one. How about this?
Put
If someone
away the
tells you to
bread.
put away a loaf of bread, do you use a twist tie? If there's a twist tie there, absolutely. Otherwise, I do the spin
And tuck.
and spin and tuck. Yeah. Is that what that's called?
Yeah, that's what I call it.
I didn't want to be a bro.
Spin and tuck sounds nasty.
Yeah. That does sound like that might be something. Yeah, Friday night, me and
We did
me
the
and we
spin and
did the
tuck.
spin and tuck, eh? And now I can hardly walk. Sorry. All right. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're
Bro
half
test.
bro.
I'll take half bro. Mountain Dew lovers or Mountain Dew non-lovers, maybe this will change your mind. Mountain Dew is actually changing its logo, and here's what I wonder. Why?
Yeah.
And I know that there's R&D people say, oh, this will be a big help. This will change things. But they're changing its logo, and they're actually spelling out the word mountain all the way out again, because evidently
Again.
in 2009, they shortened it, right?
To MTN.
MTN. In 2009, if you hadn't noticed, by the way, and apparently a lot of people haven't.
I didn't. I had no idea.
So it became MTN Dew in 2009, and now they're going back to a similar logo to they used in the 90s, which was based on the one from 1969, already too many numbers. Mountain Dew is fully spelled out, and it's got letters that say it was established in 1948.
And their logo then was way different than what they're even going back to.
Right. But you know as well as anybody, you marketing person, that every now and again you got to, it's like, people are like, what's the point? It's like, well, so they can talk about Mountain Dew and something new.
Well, it's just refresh. It's a refresh, right? It's a refresh for their brand. They went through 6 main logos. I will tell you at the radio station that we worked at, Star 101.5.
Yes.
When I first started, it was literally called KPLZ. That's when it was super cool. And it was just like the Z. But then we went through probably 8 logo renditions. There's so many.
In meetings,
I'm
it's
like, what?
well,
Why are we doing this?
let's make the blue a little bit darker blue, and let's make the pink a little bit
And
more
let's do
like this.
all capital letters. No, let's do some lowercase letters.
And
anyway.
what kind of font there? So yeah, a lot of thought does go into it. So if you enjoy Mountain Dew, you can thank me later when you go, and don't freak out that the word mountain is all the way spelled
Still
out.
the same great taste, just different look.
Great taste?
I mean, if you like Mountain Dew.
I mean, great taste. Northern Lights, we've been talking about that. The Northern Lights, this may be your best opportunity, and I hesitate to say this because I still haven't seen these infamous
Northern Lights
Northern
ever in
Lights.
your whole life?
One time, accidentally, I think I saw them when I first moved here, so 2001.
Oh, wow.
It was just
Okay.
it looked like a kind of like a sheet of sort of whitish green.
But you didn't use your cell phone because the filter in your cell phone helps you see them better.
It was 2001. I didn't know.
Okay. Well, so when can we see
Best
them tonight?
opportunity,
'Cause
Northern
we're in
Lights.
the Pacific Northwest. We're in the
Right.
Seattle area.
The chance to see the Northern Lights across all of Washington State tonight and further. Maybe your best shot is tonight, according to a new forecast from the Space Weather Prediction Center. I didn't know that even existed.
Okay.
Today's forecast calls for a stronger possibility that they will appear. The weather will also be more cooperative. Here's the science. A high-pressure system developing Thursday into Friday, today into tomorrow, allowing for a stretch of dry weather and mostly sunny conditions, which means
But do we have a time?
the view line for tonight's aurora forecast
I don't have a time.
extends all the way to southern Oregon. But the time usually was between like midnight and 2 a.m.
I mean, I should set my alarm right now. Hey, Siri, please set an alarm for 1 a.m.
I set your alarm for 1 a.m.
You're not going to wake up at
Yes,
1
I
a.m.
am. I want to see the Northern Lights. I really legitimately, I saw them before. They're amazing. And I'm going to wake up early and I'm going to go see the Northern Lights.
And you're going to stagger in here tomorrow morning.
Maybe, but we'll have seen the Northern Lights and I will be a better person for it.
Eventually, but I got to deal with you tomorrow morning when you're grumpy. All right?
Okay.
Anyway, just for everybody, check your local listings is what I should say.
Yes, you should.
For the Aurora Borealis near you. Where are we on music? I think I just played this one.
I don't know why you put this in here. A guy set a world record by eating over. Do I want to spoil it or do you want to talk about this a little
Guy
bit?
from Canada, and this is just when you wonder, there are world records for everything, right?
This is ridiculous. This is from the world of why in the world.
Right. If you really like hot sauce, everybody, and some people, my friend Michael Stein, it can't be hot enough.
This is going to destroy this person's gut.
The guy from Canada, they don't even have his name. He set a world record by eating almost 2.5 pounds of sriracha in 3 minutes.
2.5 pounds of sriracha in 3 minutes. That's like shotgunning a bottle of hot sauce.
Maybe that's what he did.
You'd have to get 2 pounds down in 3 minutes.
It's the Costco-sized bottle of hot sauce, too. Like a jug, 2.5 pounds. Ugh. Apparently, he wasn't too worried about destroying his digestive tract, saying, I love hot stuff, and I've never experienced, quote, burn butt before.
Until now.
Get ready, pal.
Yet. This is a ... yet.
Before,
situation.
Yes, exactly. Talk to us tomorrow when you bet your burn butt, but I guess congratulations are in order.
I'm sad that they didn't even put his name in it. God. Okay, Curt Cruz, you and Dana and Bella the Beagle watch the Hallmark Channel all day, every day, especially during the season, right? So 'tis the season.
Let me put that differently. When we're not watching something that we want to watch, often the Hallmark Channel is on in the background, just as background stuff.
They watch stuff on the Hallmark Channel, you guys. Anyway, we're not judging you for that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Hallmark missed a very awesome opportunity, and Netflix came in and swiped it and said, we'll take this.
Tell me about the opportunity.
They're going to air a movie during
Netflix?
Christmas time, Netflix, because Hallmark didn't get it quick enough.
Okay.
And it's called Merry Gentlemen, and it's about male strippers during Christmas time.
Oh, not M-A-R-R-Y, like,
M-E-R-R-Y.
We're the Merry Gentlemen.
God rest ye merry gentlemen. We're taking off our clothes. I made that up on the spot.
That was pretty impressive. And the singing, spot on. All right, so it looks like Chad Michael Murray is one of the Merry Gentlemen, if you remember that guy. I think he's in a lot of, direct-to-video, but, lesser movies and stuff like that. What would you call that? I guess direct-to-video.
Direct-to-video, okay. He's
Right.
not a PORN star?
No.
Okay, I just
don't think
didn't know. I mean, I don't know.
I recognize the name. I think he was on
That's
something.
why I asked that, Curt.
I think he was on an OC or a Party of
Okay.
Eight. Those are all the same to me. So
All right,
anyway.
here's the plot line. A big city girl travels home for the holidays to find that the parents' small-town entertainment venue is in financial trouble.
Now stop right there. That's the beginning of a lot of Hallmark movies.
I know. That's why I'm saying
So
this.
here comes the
Her
big
solution,
switch.
an all-male review.
According
I
to
mean,
Chad
I like
Michael
it.
Murray, there's a quote. This isn't your standard formatted genre piece for the holidays. It's something to get a little hot and bothered under the collar, which is great, but the romance is there. The sparks are flying. We've got some great comedy beats in there as well. You're going to laugh out loud.
And there's going to be some action under the Christmas tree after you watch this.
Well, that's not guaranteed or part of the movie. That's up to you, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's up to
viewer
you.
participation.
But
So-
if he's saying you're going to get hot and bothered under the collar, you may as well just lay it down under the Christmas tree, turn on the lights, and make some sparks.
When can we first watch The Merry Gentleman, Jen? When is it going to be on Netflix?
That is going to be on Netflix. Mark your calendar, everyone, November 20th.
Okay.
You're going to have to switch off the Hallmark channel.
Push that button. That's good. Thank you. All right, let's keep
I
going with
love
Christmas.
this. Yeah, the Christmas theme continues because Spirit Halloween is such a success. Get ready for it. They're adding Spirit Christmas.
Spirit Christmas stores.
I'm so excited.
Popping up in strip malls that otherwise couldn't use that space. And
Well,
it's
you
had
know what?
for rent signs on it for years.
Yeah,
Great.
but here's the great thing. Spirit Halloween is a huge holiday. Also is Christmas. So Spirit Halloween comes in late in the summer. We all know this. And they take over abandoned buildings, the like big ones like Toys R Us and Bed Bath & Beyond locations.
Those size buildings. Although the
Yeah.
Bed Bath & Beyond, by the way, did you think it's going to be? Did we talk about that between you and me?
Pickleball courts.
Okay, great. All right. Enough of that with that. We'll talk about that
So,
later.
so they're only there typically for a couple months, and I said, "Well, this is silly. Why should we pack up and move out after just 2 months? Let's just change what we've got in here." So they're just after a couple months, Halloween's over, switch it off to Christmas.
Well, this says 10 Spirit Halloween locations are going to switch over to Spirit Christmas stores. They will have things like holiday inflatables and decor. Look how excited you are. You're bouncing around.
I know. Well, I always bounce, but stocking stuffers.
Stocking stuffers, photo ops with Santa, a life-size gingerbread village, and some letter writing to the North Pole, all in there at the Spirit Christmas stores. The locations, though, for now, are only in the northeastern U.S.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Is it? Should we just disregard all this?
Nuggets!
Put a big X through it.
Dang
Well, they're
it.
testing it out in the Northeast, and then they're going to maybe expand
That's
across
a
the rest of the
bunch of
country
baloney
in future
slices.
years. So it's a new concept.
Why don't we just start it here? When I was at the radio station, I so wanted to do a life-size gingerbread village, a whole like Christmas wonderland that you can walk through like a haunted house, only it's jolly and happy and all fun things Christmas.
Let's do it. Can we use your house?
No, it's not big enough. We need to rent a building. Wonder if we could do this.
Well, it sounds like Spirit Halloween, who's better funded than we are.
Well, yeah, since we make $0 US, but that's another story.
For the time being.
On to the next.
All right.
Do you wear Crocs?
No. Oh yes, I have. Well, I don't know if they're Crocs. Well, they're outdoor shoes. We have there's a pink pair and a blue pair right by the back door.
Well, maybe they're better. Maybe they're better suited for your feet, like better for your feet than maybe actual Crocs. Here's the deal: people are saying, like doctors are saying, Crocs are destroying kids' feet because these are the kind of shoes that are made for only wearing, like, let's pop these on and go outside real quick and then come
Right.
back in, right? Like
That's
kind of what you were saying.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But kids are wearing them full time.
There's a report. Of course, there's a report. They could be destroying kids' feet. There's the same kind of problems and concerns you would get about flip-flops or other awkward-fitting shoes because they've already said doctors like flip-flops, don't wear them too much.
There's no arch support in them.
Mm-hmm.
Their kids are getting hammer toes because, much like flip-flops, you've got to like curl your toes to kind of keep them on.
No, the ones we have are like open-toe things.
Okay.
The Costco one.
I know what you're talking about, the like marshmallow-y soft,
Yeah, they also pick
squishy
shower
ones.
shoes. So, yeah, structural issues, heel and arch pain, hammer toes, as you mentioned, and they can also lead to blisters. So doctors are saying basically they're fine. These are Crocs for casual wear once in a while, but only wearing Crocs can take a toll on feet, ankles, and even the rest of your body.
And this isn't just really for kids, but because kids are growing and their bones are stretching and yeah. Anyway,
Right.
Beware of the Crocs.
And you know what? Growing up, I don't know if if people were as aware as they are now about how the way you walk and your gait. And if that's off a little bit, how it can affect everything else,
Yeah.
You hear these doctors and experts saying, hey, you're walking weird.
Pat, hot firefighter boyfriend Pat,
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of foot issues. And so he tried everything. And we are not getting paid for this. I'm going to say this. He went to Good Feet
I was
and
gonna say, Good
everything
Feet.
was solved. And then we went camping this summer with some friends and she was complaining about how much her feet are hurting her. And my feet hurt me a lot. That's why I'm bringing this up. And he told her, he said, it was my last resort. It is expensive to go there, but just try it if you're desperate. And she texted us, I don't know, like 3 weeks later and said, oh my
All good?
gosh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Why didn't I do that sooner? Good Feet, while expensive, fix my problems with my feet. And now I'm not, my feet hurt so badly.
Right. Well,
So
and that's what
I'd probably
say,
need to go there.
And this is a little separate story, but it also applies to I went and had custom fit earplugs made because went into a lot of concerts.
Oh.
I was playing concerts sometimes,
Yeah.
and in clubs. And so, it's not that it's expensive. It's just that it costs a lot more than going and getting a foam insert, just like you would, for your feet. You could go get Dr. Scholl's or whatever. But I
Right.
think it's worth it in both cases. If you really are suffering, then, just take the plunge and take care of it. And
It's a lot of U.S. dollars.
It is a lot of
so
US
far.
dollars.
I don't really have it,
Well,
but we'll
okay.
figure it out.
Save your pennies.
Yes. I can't believe that this is in here.
I love this story.
You do? Okay,
Well,
tell
it's
me.
not
Well, it's
the-
music. It's a music story, so yeah,
Yeah.
you tend to love those.
So this might be a little macabre. The
Oh, that's
story.
a good word.
I think it's actually macabre.
Macabre.
Yeah, something like that. Abracadabra. But these are the top most requested end of life songs, and I do think this is important. People that do what do they call you do the a living will, right? So
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still alive, but is that what that means? You're planning for?
Yeah,
I don't know how that's different than a will, but some people are saying, you know what, when it's my time, okay, great. Here's what I want to do. I always joked. I was like, just stuff me and prop me up in a corner and have a party.
Yeah.
Or put me behind a pair of turntables. I'll just stand there because I'm dead, right?
Yep.
And but that's not realistic or logical. Anyway, about 1,000 people shared their loved ones' bucket kicking song requests. So if you're thinking about what should you play when it's my time, and this is not like classical songs or whatever pieces you might be playing at your funeral, but here we go. Top 10 bucket kicking songs.
Okay, go.
All right. These Are the Days of Our Lives by Queen. That makes sense to me. Maybe don't know that one.
Nope.
Hey Jude by the Beatles.
Okay.
Beautiful, Christina Aguilera. That's actually a very
It's a
good
nice
song about
Okay.
loving yourself as you are. Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. Probably that version by gosh, why can't I think? It'll come to me. The version where it's on ukulele. Yeah, the ukulele
Oh,
version
yeah. Yes.
where it's Wonderful World, and also
Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
exactly. We don't know that song. Angels by Robbie Williams.
We'll have to look that up.
Number 5, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Cyndi Lauper.
That's
that
kinda
sounds like what
funny.
you would do
That's
at
funny.
your funeral. Over the Rainbow, Judy Garland is number 4. Tina Turner's Simply the Best.
I like that song.
Number 2, Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You.
Yep.
And again, this is they're calling this the end of life songs that you want to have played at your funeral. Number 1 is My Way by Frank Sinatra.
Should we make this our homework assignment instead of what we have?
Yes.
I like this.
Your end of life songs, what would you choose? And I'm going to say what mine would be because I know right away. And anybody who's listening is going, I know what Curt's is.
I don't.
It's Always Look on the Bright Side of Life from Monty Python's Life of Brian.
I don't even
It's
know
an
it.
awesome
I don't
song.
love Monty Python.
It's a well-written song, and it's one of the very few songs out there about, hey, I'm dying, but be happy about it.
And I just want to, just so you know, a living will is one of those, it's the directives of what you want
Okay.
when you're living. Like if you're in a situation where you're going to be intubated and brain dead.
Oh,
like
this is what you
pull
want
the two, like that's the living
to have
will.
done,
The
okay.
regular will, you can put, who's inheriting what and what, that you want to be cremated or
And
whatever.
give all my stuff to Jen,
Yeah.
and not my wife.
Well, I wouldn't do that. You can give some of it to me if you want. But I'll probably die before you anyway.
That's not going to happen. All right.
Okay, so let's have that be the homework assignment. What song would you want played at your
Your funeral.
celebration of life?
Yeah, Celebration of Life is better.
I like celebration of life. Okay,
All right.
what else you got?
I don't even want to talk about this.
You don't?
Well, okay.
It's about side hustles.
It is about side hustles. Getting a little short on time. 4 in 10 job seekers in the U.S. juggle side hustles on company time. That's the problem with what they're saying is the employers are saying, I don't know if I'm okay with that.
Okay, well, when you were talking a little bit about this story, you're like, well, duh, you don't pay us enough, so we have to.
There's two sides to it. If I was an employer, I'd say, hey, you're here for me.
Yeah,
Do my
of
job.
course.
So it says, here's a bigger number. Nearly 90% of U.S. job seekers say that they've worked a side hustle. And then the 40% admitted to double dipping. So they're on the clock for their regular job, working also on their part-time or full-time side hustle.
Kurt Cruz, you never did that.
Okay, I did.
Never.
I did. That's what got us canned. Sorry. That's my fault.
All right.
So just over half of hiring managers have discovered employees working side hustles during company time. raising concerns about lower productivity, decreased focus and attention to detail, and reduced engagement. So if something goes wrong, they're going to be quick to say, hey, if you were paying attention and not working your side hustle, this would not have happened.
I'm pretty sure if someone knows that, if an employer knows you're working your side hustle, they're probably going to say something about it.
Right. And I think that most employers would be okay with you having a side hustle, of course.
Not as long as you're not side hustling it during work hours.
It says right here, most job seekers, this is job seekers, believe employees should be allowed to pursue side gigs during work hours as long as it doesn't affect their productivity on their primary job. How could it not? That's the thing.
There is. Right.
How could it not affect your productivity?
Company time while building your own business.
So,
all right.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so if you have a side hustle, you are in the majority, and I guess talk with your employer. That's what they're saying. Some employers are saying that employers should have like written rules or standards about
side hustles?
Side hustles while
all right.
working. I don't know. I
like this a lot. I don't want to rush through it too much because I think it's important. Simple phrases that can instantly de-escalate a heated argument.
This is helpful.
These are keep these in your back pocket for when conflicts arise with your loved one.
I got to keep it in my front pocket so it's ready to go.
Yeah. Help me understand is one of the first ones.
The phrase that you can instantly de-escalate a heated argument with is, hey, help me understand. That's a good one.
Like, where are you coming from? I want to understand this so that we're fighting more fairly. That is a problem. Let's figure this out together. I like that one too, because it's
another
saying,
thing about working it through.
Yeah, you're working together to find a solution and then you both have the buy-in. That's a good point. That phrase and others like it validates your loved one's perspective, which can immediately bring down the temperature in the room.
Important.
Yep. What I'm hearing you say is, now we've all heard this before, right? It's kind of recapping, like, am I hearing this right? Like, this is what I'm hearing you say. Is that right?
So it sounds like most of these, including this last one, I need to take a break. I'm feeling too upset to have a meaningful conversation. I don't know. That to me, at least in my case, I think me personally, it's like I want to solve things right now. But
I'm the same, Curt.
If the other person's like, you know what, I need a little time to think about this.
You have to honor that.
I'm too upset right now to have a meaningful conversation. I respect that.
But here's the thing that if someone's going to say that, they need to say when they're going to come back to it. And it needs to be within 24 hours.
That's a good point.
You can't just say, I need some time, and then
it's possible.
You don't know, because then the other person feels abandoned.
Right.
And this is what happened with me and Pat, and I told him that. He's like, what about me needing some time made you feel bad? I'm like, it made me feel abandoned. It made me feel like, you weren't showing me love anymore. Right. You weren't like all the things that I still need and I still felt for you. And
it's, as I was going to say, it's possible that I did have a first marriage that did not end great. And that was one of the things that always surprised me is arguments would end, I'm looking to resolve things, and she would stomp off and then it wouldn't be brought up again. And I actually said that. So in your growing up in your family, did you guys just leave essentially all these unfinished arguments are just like still hanging in the air? Like, well, that's kind of what we did. And I don't think that's very healthy.
That's not healthy. You have to resolve them. There's a couple more.
Okay,
what can we do differently next time? This is important to move things forward. It's kind of like what you were saying just now, right? Like you can take a quick break from it to cool off, but what are you going to do differently next time for when this comes up again? Because you're going to fight,
right? And
then thank you for being willing to talk to me about this.
That's a good one too. Thank you.
To talk about this with me.
And every one of these things show a willingness to listen and to put in some effort, and that you care about the other person's feelings,
and that they're being heard, because that's important when you're having an argument, is that each person is heard within it. So. Anyway.
Each person is heard. You want to hold off on this since we're doing the other thing?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hold off on that.
Can we say we're going to hold off on it and then hold off on it?
No.
All right, let's do it. Here we go.
Right.
I need some more music over here, and then we'll be ready to go.
What is a bad habit you're not willing to change? We were talking about this. We're like, did we do this before? We did something like it, but I don't know that it was specifically a bad habit.
It might have been the exact thing, so...
It might have been? Okay.
So anyway, we'll go through these quickly that some people said.
Like eating Taco Bell right before bed. Or eating Taco Bell as soon as you get up.
How about eating Taco Bell at all?
Right?
That's on here. Sorry, that's not fair. Taco Bell, delicious and nutritious.
It's just this big thread on social media right now. People talking about bad habits they're not willing to change. We did do something like this.
Right.
Refusing to delete old emails, procrastinating, staying up way too late, and just scrolling through memes and cute cats.
Right. Social media stuff like that. Ignoring text messages is a big one. And these, again, these are bad habits. I know it's a bad habit, but I'm not changing.
As the sender of a text message, I don't like to be ignored.
You don't like to be ignored ever.
No, that's true.
Okay. How about taking a 4-hour nap and not being able to sleep?
Curt Cruz.
So
Hitting the-
snooze about 5 times every morning.
Yeah.
That's a problem if you've got 2 people in bed and one of them, say me, is getting up super early and Dana is like, don't hit the snooze 5 or 6 times. Each
Yeah.
time you do that, your partner wakes up.
Seriously.
All right.
Picking your nose and biting your fingernails. Seriously. I mean, there are a lot of people that really pick their nose and they're like knuckles deep. I'm like, that guy in the car right now, right over there,
Right.
is like 3 knuckles deep in his nose.
How weird is it of me that at the Kraken games, I'm always like, you know what? If I end up on the big screen, I'm going to go right at the nose. Just
Don't do that.
Come on.
Chewing on your fingers, biting the inside of your mouth, sucking my thumb.
This is a
Someone
person
said
who's
that
36.
that's 36 years old.
Yeah. Now, these are kind of bad. Now, gambling, vaping, chewing tobacco, these are bad habits.
Wasting too much time gaming.
And this person says, twirling my mustache when I'm deep in thought. That doesn't seem like that harms anybody.
Yeah. And a lot of people said things like sugar and sweets, soda, energy drinks, pizza, frozen pizza, binge eating, too much caffeine.
Right. So we were thinking we would have people chime in on that, but we like the other one better.
What is your
End of life song going to be?
your must play at my celebration of life?
Right. And people, I don't think they like to think about, well, you know, this is, my wife is the executive director of a nonprofit that helps, it's a peer-to-peer group that helps out widows and
Soaring
widowers.
Spirits.
Right. SoaringSpirits.org. So the discussions of wills and end of life things comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these people that were younger, you don't expect your partner to die when you're 29 years old. And many people did not have things in order, of course.
Especially if it's an unexpected death.
Right. And usually at 29, it is an unexpected death generally.
Yes.
So we do talk about things like this a lot. And you try to find, you know what, how could we lighten, you know, the idea of talking about end of life? It's going to happen to all of us. At least so far, it's happened to everybody at one point, right?
Is this a PSA?
No, it's feel free to have some fun with this.
Okay.
If you had to pick an end of life song, what would that be? I have a feeling some people are going to say that Bon Jovi song, I've seen a million faces and I've rocked them all. What's that one called?
I don't know.
It's a slow one.
I
Is
know,
it
but
One
I
of
don't
Dead or
remember
Alive?
I don't know.
I think, anyway, you
Mine
guys
would be
choose.
celebrate good times. Come on. I want it to be a party. I want it to be colorful. I want it to be a party. I want there to be confetti and glitter and sprinkles and
All right. I'll help with that if need be.
okay.
And
And play all my favorite songs, Curt, please.
I'll
Because you're
take
the
that
DJ
mix.
and you know them.
Well, remember that mix we made for you when you turned 40?
My 50th. Yes. It was
Was
my
it your 50th? No, I think it was your 40th.
No, it was not.
All right.
It was my 50th, I promise you.
Up
Because
on Camino Island.
Yes,
Okay,
that was my
all right.
50th. I had a big, gigantic inflatable slide and a jump
I was
beat. It was fun.
trying to keep it 10 years younger, but okay.
thanks.
All right. So your end of life song, that's what we want to hear. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you so much. I'm
Absolutely.
glad you're here. We are glad you're here.
Like,
We'll be back
follow,
tomorrow.
All that stuff.
Yep. Make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and go Hawks.